Daredevil. Born Again is the ideal chance to present a long-lost Marvel enemy that Daredevil established a decade ago and intended to appear multiple times in the original series. A variety of intriguing characters have joined the franchise as a result of Daredevil's universe being appropriately woven into the MCU timeline. The cast of Daredevil. Born Again further elevates the characters by incorporating characters like Muse and Ben Ulrich's niece BB into the plot. However, the MCU series also has the opportunity to introduce a large number of new characters in a way that will enhance the program and the larger universe. Even in the example of a character the story had considered incorporating into the world and plot from its first season, there are actually other characters that the original Daredevil show had intended to add but were unable to appear in the Netflix Defenders series. Thankfully, Daredevil. Born Again's own release provides the ideal means of resolving this 10 years later, especially considering how its plot connects to Daredevil's earlier storylines and its abandoned plans that, years later, have finally come to pass because of Born Again's choices. At 2020's #SaveDaredevilCon event, Season 3 showrunner Erik Oleson and Steven DeKnight, the showrunner of Daredevil Season 1, talked about the run of the original Netflix series. The two talked extensively about the plot of the program and gave some additional behind-the-scenes background to the episode. It's interesting to note that, albeit at somewhat separate points in the storylines of the original series, DeKnight and Oleson both spoke about having plans to include the Marvel villain the Owl into Daredevil. In Season 1, DeKnight initially explains that he had noticed a question concerning Leland Owlsley's son, stating that, "We were setting up." The comic book Owl was supposed to be Leland Owlsley's son, seeking retribution for his father's death. Leland Owlsley is a prominent ally of Kingpin prior to it being revealed that he and Madame Gao plotted to kill Wilson Fisk's partner Vanessa in order to force him to return to his criminal empire. This makes sense in light of the events of Season 1, as Fisk throws Leland down an elevator shaft to his death. Having Owlsley's son return with a desire for vengeance would have been a fitting addition to the series, as Daredevil made sure to illustrate the consequences of many of the major events, such as Bullseye turning on Kingpin after learning that Fisk had killed the lady he was fascinated with. In the same way, this iteration of the Owl would have served as a rival to both Kingpin and Daredevil, making him an intriguing possible cast member. Erik Oleson, the showrunner for Season 3, had intended to include Leland's son in the cast, but these plans would never materialize. Even though Daredevil and Kingpin's renewed and intensifying rivalry appears to be the main focus of any upcoming seasons of Daredevil, Born Again, the original series successfully balanced this with a variety of other heroes and villains, and Born Again already appears to be following in its footsteps with its use of characters like Bullseye, Muse, and the Punisher. However, it's still unknown if the series would ultimately choose to employ a plot that was developed during the original Daredevil's run. Remember to like, share, and subscribe to my channel for more videos.